Hello, good morning and good day. I hope you have a nice day. Uh, this is your Teacher Carlo, and today we have another lesson in English Grade 3. And for today's lesson, we have this topic, finding another ending for a story. Right? We have or another ending for a story. Right. So the task for today, basically, based on the title, no, we are going to find another ending for a given story. So, I'm sure that you are all excited with today's lesson. Now, without further ado, let us move on with our lesson. All right. Okay. This lesson focuses on practicing how to write short compositions by giving your own version of the selected story's ending. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to write a short paragraph providing a different ending to the story and situation. Alright guys, what we're going to do here in this lesson is this will serve as our practice on how to write short paragraphs or short compositions about giving our own ending to a selected story. Now, at the end of the lesson, I am expecting you to write a short paragraph providing a different ending to the story or to the situation given. So that is our main goal for today. Write a short composition about your own ending to the story given or to the situation given. When I say your own ending, it means that the ending will come from you, your own words and your own choice of ending. So that's it. Huh? As simple as that. So let us move on with our lesson. Moving along, we have what we have here is task number 1, and task number 1 would involve us drawing the appropriate ending for the picture. Okay, we have this picture number 1. It's a picture of a young plant. Actually, it's a young plant, and it has been showered by rain. Based on the picture on the left, what would you think will be the ending, or what do you think will happen next? Looking at the picture again, it is a very young plant and it is showered by rain. Then what do you think will happen? What would be the ending if that young plant will be continually be rained, or showered by rain? What do you think will happen next? So you are going to draw your ending, or the ending that you think is possible, on the square provided, and you will do that on your notebook. Right. Now moving on with the second picture, guys, we have this one. Now picture number 2 deals with a couple of clothes hung to dry under the sun. Now we have clothes hung to dry under the sun. What do you think will happen next? What would be the ending of the story, or what would be the ending for the drawing? Again, what you will do is to draw the ending that would you think is the best ending for the drawing, and draw it on your notebook. Right. Okay, so much for that. We will move on with our next picture. We have this picture, and it's a picture of a young boy, a kid, playing in the mud. Okay, it's a picture of a baby or a young boy playing in the mud. Now, what would you think will be the ending or how do you think the story will end based on that drawing? What would be the next thing, or what would happen next based on the given picture? Come on, guys, write your draw your answer on your notebook. Okay, you will make a drawing of the ending of your choice. We have the fourth picture, which is, now this would be the fourth picture, and this would be the last picture, right? So we have here a picture of a boy running away from a dog. Okay. It's a picture of a boy running away from the dog. What do you think will happen next? Right, draw your ending, or draw the ending that you have imagined, or that you think would be what would happen next, no? Based on the picture, right? Use the picture as reference as to what will happen next, no? Or what would be the possible ending for the picture. All right, guys. Okay. Now, if you are done with the task, no, you may take a screenshot of your work and send it to me by direct message, right? Or even directly message me on my messenger and send me the screenshot of your drawings as regard with the answer to these exercises. Alright, now moving along, we have the next learning exercise, which will be learning task number 2. And learning task number 2 would be to read the beginning of each story and choose an appropriate ending from the choices found below or beside the story. So again, you are going to write your answers in your notebook, and I'll be checking it later for performance output. Again, the direction would be to read the beginning of each sentence or each story and choose an appropriate ending from the choices found below. Write the correct answers in your notebook. Alright, we have this on the left side we have the story, and on the right side we have the possible ending. Right. Now, the situations are, for number 1, Albert heard that there is a storm coming. For situation number 2, Kristel and Baste practice their salsa dance every day. For situation number 3, we have Chelsey walk up early and fix her bed. Situation number 4, the thunder roared loudly. And for situation number 5, we have the boys planted the seeds. For the possible ending, the choices are A, the rain was about to fall. B, mother is very proud of her. Letter C, the audience liked the performance. Letter D, they harvested the fruits. And letter E, he stays inside the house with his family. Again, you are going to match the situation on the left to the possible ending that you will see on the right. Write only the letters of the correct answer. Right. Now, after doing the activity, let us have this one, no? Now, after doing the activity, here we have to learn the following techniques or the following tips on how to provide an ending to a situation or to a given story. And tips are the following. For number 1, again, these are the tips to remember in writing a ending to a story. Remember this: to create another ending of a story, the reader should follow these tips. Number 1, to read the strips or the entire story. Okay, to give us full information about the situation or the this story, we have to read it uh, we have to read it completely, no? So that we could provide a realistic ending that is based on the story. We cannot provide uh, relevant ending unless you have read or you have read the entire story. Otherwise, if you don't, you are just making an assumption or a wild guess on what would be the possible ending. Number two, find out the story sequence, no, from the beginning to the middle and the end. Now, once you have done that, you now have an idea on how to write another possible ending, right? Do that and you will be able to gain an idea on how to write another possible ending. That is tip number two. Find out the story sequence from the beginning, middle, and end. Now, for the last set of tips, we have number three. Have an idea where your story is going and think about your own ending. Now, if you have read the story and you have learned the sequence from the beginning up to the ending, now it's time for you to think about your own ending. Okay? You have to think your own ending based on what you have learned from the story or from the situation. And for number four, which is the most important one, end your story with how you see life. In other words, we have to provide a realistic ending to a situation or to a story to make it usable, no? To make it meaningful. Right? You cannot make an assumption or wild guess about a situation or an ending or provide a fairy tale like ending, so that wouldn't be realistic and there would be no meaning for the ending, right? Now, after you have learned all of that, we will now move on with our next learning task, which is learning task number three. Right. So, learning task number three would ask us to read each passage carefully and choose the correct ending. Write the letters of the correct answers in your notebook. Okay. What we're going to do is to write the letters of the correct answers in our or in your notebook. Alright. So we have here number one. Briggs and Manuel hike at Mount Makiling. They saw different species of trees and animals along the way. It took them 4 hours to reach the peak. Again, the situation is Briggs and Manuel hike at Mount Makiling. They saw different species and trees and animals along the way. So it took them 4 hours to reach the peak. What would be the possible ending? The choices are A. In the afternoon, all the clothes have dried. Letter B. She has plenty of friends. Letter C. They saw the Laguna Lake and the city of Calamba from the peak. Now, choice letter D. He was very hungry. And the last choice or the last option would be letter E. He became sick. Right? Again, write your answer on your notebook. Now, moving along with our next sentence, we have this one. For number two, we have Irene woke up early and washed her clothes. She finished washing the clothes at almost 8 a.m. At noontime, she took the dry clothes and left the wet ones. Again, Irene woke up early and washed her clothes. She finished washing the clothes at almost 8 a.m. and at noontime, she took the dry clothes and left the wet ones. So, what do you think will happen or what would you think will be the possible ending for this one? Is it A, in the afternoon, all of the clothes were dried? Letter B, she has a plenty of friends. Letter C, they saw the Laguna Lake and the city of Calamba from the peak. Letter D, he was very hungry. And letter C, he became sick. Now for sentence number 3, we have this one. We are on number 3, a learning task. We have this sentence. I have to move this one so it will be readable. Okay, Theodore woke up late. He was in a hurry to go to school. He forgot to eat his breakfast and bring his snack. Theodore woke up late. He was in a hurry to go to school. He forgot to eat his breakfast and bring his snack. What would be the possible ending? And is it A, in the afternoon all of the clothes were dry? Letter B, she has a plenty of friends. Letter C, they saw the Laguna Lake and the city of Calamba from the peak. Letter D, he was very hungry. And letter E, he became sick. Now, moving on with sentence number 4, we have Frederick's mom called him to eat his lunch. So he prayed before and after eating, and he forgot to wash his hands. Again, Frederick's mom called him to eat his lunch. He prayed before and after eating. So he forgot to wash his hands. What do you think will happen? Is it letter A, in the afternoon all of the clothes had dried? Letter B, she has plenty of friends. Letter C, they saw Laguna Lake and the city of Calamba from the peak. Letter D, he was very hungry. And letter E, he became sick. Now for the last sentence, let's have this one. Maureen wears a smile every day and she greets people around. She is also fond of helping others. Again, Maurice wears a smile every day. She greets the people around and she is fond of helping others. What do you think will happen next? A, in the afternoon all of the clothes have dried. Letter B, she has plenty of friends. Letter C, they saw Laguna Lake and the city of Calamba from the peak. And letter D, he was very hungry. Letter C, he became sick. Again, write your answers on your notebook and we will be checking it later. Now for the last learning task, we have this one. Now what you're going to do here is to write an appropriate ending to the story. Now you're going to write it in your notebook. And the story is entitled The Broken Piece. Mother told Jeffrey not to play inside the house while she is in the supermarket. When Jeffrey opened the door, the cat entered the house. It ran after the mouse. They messed up all the things in the living room and accidentally broke the flower vase on the table. Jeffrey was very scared when the doorbell rang. What do you think will happen next, or how do you think the story will end? Again, the broken piece. This is the situation, or this is the story. Mother told Jeffrey not to play inside the house while she is in the supermarket. When Jeffrey opened the cat entered the house and it ran after the mouse. They messed up all the things in the living room and accidentally broke the flower vase on the table. Jeffrey was very scared when the doorbell rang. So what do you think would be the possible ending for the story? Write the ending on your notebook. Okay, so that's about it for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson about giving another ending to a story. Let's meet again for the next lesson and have a good day, guys. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and blessed day to all of us. This is your teacher Carla signing off for this week. Bye.